Yo, what is up everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be continuing my top 5 military groups in 2023 series. I'm going to try and grow that into a series. Obviously they'd range from different parts because, different military groups pop up, all that kind of good stuff. Anyways, without further ado, let's get right into the video. Alright, the first group we have is the Red Cell. If you watched my video where I returned, explained why I was gone, all that kind of stuff, you would know that I joined the Red Cell. It is the rebel group to the Nighthawk Imperium, which is featured on the last top 5 military groups. I prefer this group, obviously, because my favorite color is red. And so far, I gotta say, it has been a really fun experience in the group so far. I've only been in there for about 5-6 days, maybe a week, and I'm already really getting to like it. It's got an active community. It's got 4 main divisions, 2 featuring sub-departments. You guys can check that out yourselves because I don't want to spoil too much. Also, I don't want to drag this video on for too long. It's well organized and there's lots of opportunities. Some opportunities being like, whenever you reach a certain LR rank, you can apply to be an officer, which most groups have it, some sort of, program where you have to go through, do phases, final exam, and overall it takes like a week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe even a month sometimes. Kind of like the British Army to become an officer. I don't know if the British Army's changed. It's been like 2 years since I've been an officer, but yeah, really fun group. I really like it, and I hope to see some of you guys into it too because it is a pretty fun group. Anyways, let's keep on moving to our next group, CBRN. I've had this group recommended to me a couple times. I think some people who watched my last video recommended this, said something about it, and I was all pretty much planning to put this group on the list. Definitely going to put this group on the list. This group has grown tremendously since the summer. I think last time I was in this group it had about 48,000 members. Now it has skyrocketed to over 437,000. That's wild to think about. Very active game. As of like 1:30 a.m. it has around 200 players, which is insanely good. That's like British Army numbers. Lots of divisions. I really did not, whenever I was originally in this group, there was not all these divisions. There's maybe Special Forces and Secret Service, and that was about it. And they weren't optional to join yet. The group was still kind of setting up. So yeah, it was really cool to see all these new divisions being added, just check it out. And it is a very active community. If you can't see in this picture right here, this ginormous wedge. It's active, it's really active. One of my favorite things about this, where if you look down here, you can gain points towards ranking up by playing the game. I really like groups that implement that feature. Obviously it caps at a certain rank, but those groups who have that are very fun. You don't have to completely rely on high ranks hosting. So it's really cool. And the game, one thing I really think is actually special is the game. So the game is actually fun to play. It's not just playing as like a border game or something like that, or just playing because you have to. It's a legitimately fun game, which I think I was kind of shocked. Because most groups like these are kind of just, a lot of them are just trying to profit off of them. This group does have some game passes, but the game passes look pretty cool. I've never bought one before, but I definitely thought about it because the game passes do look cool. But the game is just a genuinely fun game that I would play just to have fun. So moving on to our next group, let's go. Alright everyone, now we are on to clans. Now, Snow Corps is probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest clan out there. It's got 19,000 plus members. It's very organized. You kind of have to be in order to run a clan. Right there it says large clan because it's pretty large. 19k is pretty huge for a clan, right? It's very good for beginners. It welcomes beginners in, and it's really easy to understand things, to get places, to get involved in stuff, and to rank up. Which I think is really great because I feel like some clans can be really hard to join for beginners. So it's good that there's a clan out there that is really good for them. I'm also kind of a beginner myself. I didn't start clanning until probably about 6-7 months ago, so I'm still pretty new to this myself. So then we got lots of good games as well. Snow Corps has so many good games, good practice maps. If you don't see right here, they have a zombie aim trainer game. I definitely recommend checking that out. It's got all kinds of customizable options you can do. You can try with different guns like sniper, shotgun, SMG, etc. And lots of really famous maps. They also have lots of divisions. These are just like a couple of them. I don't think I could even fit all of them on the screen. And a lot of these divisions aren't just combat divisions. Some of them are like, this for example right here is where the high command is. But also like right here is the development team, the treasury, which is like where donations go from. So if you need funding for the uniform, then you've got like treasury staff who would maybe payouts, all that kind of good stuff. Alright. So yeah, really fun group, lots of opportunities, and I definitely think you guys should check it out, because if you want to get into clanning, this is definitely your group. Next one, Imperium of Man. Now, you're probably going to be kind of shocked at this only 5k members, but I assure you it is a good group. Do not get discouraged by that lower member count. That's still a lot of members, but compared to the other groups, not really. It's smaller, but it is active. Alright, the games are very well made. I've seen them before. I've seen some devs and they're streaming, making the game, and it's pretty crazy about the games. They're really nice. It's organized. I put organized for almost every one of them because, like, you know, they're not gonna really get on this list if they're not organized. So, you know, they've got a dedicated community, a community that is really into the whole theme and into the group. You know, which is really great, because if you don't have that, then it can be really hard to progress your group. So I definitely recommend checking it out. It's very interesting, it's very cool, and it's kind of like their own little thing. So moving on to our last group, let's go. United States Armed Forces. So that's it. I'm doing another United States group. There's just so many of them, and they're all different in their own little way. Maybe it's a tiny little bit, but they're all mainly different, and it's all a new experience. And this one is another one with 1 million plus members that is structured well. It's got good development quality. From looking at their games and their thumbnail pictures, pretty good development quality. Well made games too. I feel like it's important, because I feel like if the game isn't well developed, it can really kind of just throw you off. It can, you know, there's a bunch of visible errors that are easily fixable. It kind of just shows a little bit of laziness, in my opinion. So it's really nice when you find a group with that solid structure. Pretty active, 75 members, but it is 1:30 a.m. So I'd say that's pretty good. You know, that's pretty good for 1:30 a.m. The divisions, it's not really like divisions. I guess it is divisions kind of. You got military, police, air force, officer ascension, national security. Something that you recognize. There are more than this, but I could only fit that amount on the page. So definitely some interesting stuff to look into. As you can see, pretty active divisions, pretty good amount of members. So yeah, definitely go check it out, because I mean, I think it'd be a pretty good group to be into. I haven't really done much with I haven't really done that much with United States groups. Like, I've done stuff with British Army groups and futuristic themed groups, but never really United States. I think it'd be an interesting thing to try. I've heard good things about most of the United States groups, so who knows, anyone out there who watches my videos that are in the United States groups, just maybe if you also want to make some recommendations. I know I've had some people recommend some stuff to me, and I've tried it out. So yeah, that about wraps up my little next video. This one I think was a lot shorter than my last one. My last one was like 10 minutes, which I'm trying to shorten it up a little bit because I don't want to drag this on for too long. So without further ado, I will link these in the description along with a timestamp if you want to go back to a specific group. Anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm so happy to be back and posting content. So yeah, see you guys.